Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Wabi Sabi, my Japanese city core slash cyberpunk island. Today is a very exciting day because I'm doing a massive collab. This collab was organized by Fleurs Crossing here on YouTube, and a bunch of other content creators are getting involved. I will leave everybody's links to their videos down below, so definitely go and check out all these spectacular creators. And without further ado, let us get into this build. So the premise for this collaboration is that we all have the exact same pocket full of items. 40 items that are all identical between all of us, and we have to come up with something unique with these 40 items. When I found out about this challenge, I immediately signed up. I was like, that sounds like a fun time. Let's do it. And then about a week later, I was like, what have I done? 40 items is so many items to use in a build, and we have to use all of the items in this build. So one of my favorite things to do when I'm planning out an island is to head over to Nookazon and to save out PNG images of all the items that I want to use within my theme. So the first thing that I did was I opened up Photoshop and I dropped in all of the PNGs that I had saved out and organized them. I organized them mostly into groupings. At this point, I did not know what the theme would be or the aesthetic. I just thought I'm going to group these items in a way that makes sense to me. So basically all of the the bear and the turtle and I came up with this little the party lights, the wooden partition, and the storefront, and I was like, dang, layered, that looks good. So we went with that, and then I thought that can be like a little picnic zone that's like on the ground with the turtle and the teddy bear and the cushion. Then I can make one little seating area, and then I'll make another little seating area with the wooden plank. And then I'll have like a stall in the back. So that would be where they'd be like cooking food or like selling little souvenirs. And they've got a hand washing area back there. They've got their little stove. And then just like all the rest, the giant vine and the pergola were just simply for like background details. Now, like I said in the beginning, there are a lot of very talented creators who are going to be making builds with the exact same set of items that I'm working with here. And they might have come up with a lot more elaborate, themes for this build, but mine was looking like it was just going to be a cute little picnic area. And as I was building it out more, I realized how much pink accent is involved in all of these items, so it ended up being more of a cherry blossom picnic space, which I think is super adorable. And I think it was just the cherry blossom branches as well as the pink wedding day candles that kind of made that all come together. And then I customized some of the furniture just with customization kits. I did not make any trips to Reese and Cyrus, which I found out later that many other people involved in this collab used different variations of the base items as well, which I didn't fully realize we were allowed to do, which is why I kept them pretty much as their base item customization that they always have, if that makes sense. Kind of their default customization is what I mostly kept them as, but it did make things easy for going to this order bot island. So I did use Barry Chan's order bot server, and you can check that out more on my channel if you're interested in getting free items. I've also made another video on how to order villagers as well, so that is all very helpful. I headed over to Barry Chan's server, and then I headed over to Orville to travel via Dodo code. One thing that I love about Orderbot Islands is that you set up all of the items in little rows like this in your little order that you set up, and then you copy the command for. And then when you go to the island, they're set up in the exact way that you set them up in the little application. So if you pick them up all in order, you know exactly what is in your pocket, exactly where, and it makes this kind of thing incredibly straightforward. My original recording schedule for making this video was that I was going to pick up all the items and get them organized in Photoshop on one night, and then I was just going to drop them on my island and then I prep the space later. but I just got into dropping them down, and since I had already built this out in Photoshop, I roughly knew where I wanted to place them, and I just started building and I couldn't stop. And when I got to about this point, I realized, why not just do the build right now? And so I just kept going. I had done this right after, like I said, already doing the Photoshop work. So it was fresh in my mind, and I didn't actually have it open beside me. So some of the items are not exactly where I placed them in that original Photoshop setup. Like I forgot to leave enough room at the front to kind of make a parking lot, and I realized I could have terraformed forward to do that, but I kind of liked it being right against the cliff edge here anyways, and it came together really quickly. As you can see in the editing, I've cut out all of my opening my pockets, just to make this a little bit faster and straightforward for a speed build, but it came together super, super quick, and I'm very rarely picking items up. I don't think I even picked up items until way later to move them into slightly different spaces. The car really drove me crazy, and I end up hiding it, and I didn't realize how much I actually ended up hiding it, but I hid it really, really in the back there. So here I'm setting up the little seating areas. I've got one with that wooden plank table, and then another one that's like more on the ground with the turtle and the teddy bear. And I really like this little setup. I realized I could have customized the ranch chair to be a white chair. I could have done a lot with customizations, but like I said, I didn't even think that that was something we were allowed to do in the challenge. It was also kind of interesting for me because I didn't plan on doing this build on this night when I ended up recording it. So I didn't think to time travel to a different time of day. And then I just got going and I was like, you know what? This is kind of interesting that we're doing this build at night anyways, because I never do builds at night. And with all the illuminated items, it was kind of cool to see a build in the different time of day. And I was fascinated by that glowing moss boulder for a moment. I did just throw that glowing moss boulder right in the front there. Here I am running around like a chicken with my literal head cut off because I'm looking for a place to put a car. And I thought at the back would be cute, like at the back on the left-hand side. So I tried that out at one point, and then I end up putting it on the right-hand side. The car really threw me off. And this is the whole thing here is I'm trying to make room to maybe fit the car on the left-hand side. And then I decide that would look ridiculous, so I don't put it there. And then I'm trying to pull all this stuff forward to fit it. See if we can push the vine forward and then put in this safety railing and make like a little mini parking lot in the back. But when I came to the front, I was like, that really looks like I'm trying to hide every single item at the very back of this build. So we're not going to do that. Also, I did not have a slingshot, and I tried to pull up my slingshot like 7 times, but it's because I had just come back from the treasure island, the Orderbot island, and I didn't have a slingshot in my pockets because they were full of all these 40 items. I get one eventually, though. I do get one eventually. This car finally chose a spot that it would go, and it's stuck there at the back of the build. At this point, I'm switching up some of the items on the table because I liked the camera and I kind of wanted to bring the pink over to the left a little bit more. And now we're going to start to get somewhere. Now I'm going to go and grab some trees and some shrubs and flowers. I did place down a flower. I hope that that is within the rules, but I wanted to place down a little flower as some kind of a centerpiece for their teddy bear like picnic. The teddy bear turtle picnic area. And I just did an alternating shrubs and then different kinds of white flowers. It's cute. There's different kinds of shrubs. I wasn't consistent with my shrub. Actually, I was. Wait a minute. I did one tea olive and then one hydrangea. So I was trying to do some kind of a pattern, but it kind of just looks busy. It's okay. We couldn't use fencing, so I had to get creative. I think a lot more people are going to be a lot more creative than me on this challenge because I just kind of, I just wanted to place the items down in a way that would look aesthetic together instead of trying to make this conceptually something specific. Do you know what I mean? Like, I went into it being like, this item might look good beside this item and not I'm trying to build a picnic space. Because I think if I went in with any kind of distinct plan of what my goal was, that I would have failed miserably. So actually going into it with a little bit more of a wibbly wobbly goal made it a lot more freeform and a lot more relaxing, and kind of reminded me of when I first started playing the game and I would just sit down and do a build with whatever I had in my pockets, which is actually super refreshing and felt very like pure, you know? The cherry blossom trees are definitely like perfect. I think that it added that extra pop of color that it would not have been in the build had it not been cherry blossom time. And then I realized that I didn't place down any custom paths at this point. So I do end up picking up some of the items and putting down custom paths, and I end up picking up some more items and actually customizing some of them to have pink fabric on them as well. The safety railing gave me a bit of trouble. I didn't want to hide it too much, and I felt like I needed some fencing on the left-hand side there. So I put the fencing over there, and then I put the cruiser bike right in front on the left-hand side, and it is a super cute touch. Put it over there. You have the cruiser bike. You can do it. Go to the left. Go to the left. Go. There you go. You got it. She got it. She got there eventually. She got there eventually, everybody. Anyways, I'm going to skip through me picking things up to customize them and adding down some pathing underneath. And we are going to go to the final reveal, which is in the daytime. So that's super fun. Let's go check out the final product over here. You come up this incline and then around the corner, and I actually really like this little clump of items, especially, you know what, Maypole, you might have changed my mind. Looks real cute against the cherry blossom trees. And this lotion bottle,
I despise it.
we've got our little counter with our little checkout space. And then you come forward and we have our first little seating area, very pink, very cute, eclectic, adorable. People are taking photos, of course, of this beautiful picnic day. I'm pleased with how it turned out. And I think it just goes to show that with one pocket full of items, you can actually do quite a lot. And they don't always have to feel like they're going to be super cohesive in order to make them work, as is proof by this. I think that it's very cute. So I hope that you did enjoy today's little build challenge, and I hope that you enjoy checking out everybody else's builds as well. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.